Thank you for coming back, Graham.
Thank you. Now, I realised that a lot of me in last week's episode and not a lot
brilliant.
of you. We need a recap. What's going on?
What's happening? Well, I did have a date.
Well.
So I met this guy.
Whoa. Where'd you meet this bloke? Don't go too fast here now.
I don't know. I met him on the internet and carried on with these dating sites and thought, well, you keep saying I'm running out of time.
You are.
Which I am.
Yeah.
I get that. And I'm starting to freak out now a little bit too. So I thought, right, I'm not going to be fussy anymore. I'm just going to meet loads of people. And
Do you mean, wait a second, before all those freaks you met, that was when you were fussy? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't like what's coming.
No, I wasn't really that fussy with them. They were what I classed as for now. So they were for now boyfriends. So growing up,
All right for practicing on.
yeah, you got to kiss a lot of frogs, haven't you, to meet your prince? Yeah. So they were for now boyfriends, and I kind of knew I wasn't going to marry them, but now I'm looking for my forever.
Well, wait a second. That is going to terrify. If they get a sniff that you're actually looking for a husband, that's going to terrify them.
It terrifies me. But, they need to get over that. It depends how old they are. Do you reckon they'll be that scared?
Yes. Men have a problem with commitment.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld explains it when he says that the girls spend hundreds of pounds on their dress and blokes, it's a rented suit. This is how committed we are to this experience.
Wow.
You bring that in later, at least second date.
Yeah, but I'm only telling you.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell them, am I?
Oh,
and
I
I'm
see.
really hoping that they don't listen to this.
Right.
Because if they do, then I don't have a chance.
No.
Maybe that's why I'm struggling so much.
Yeah, okay.
Because
Okay.
they know. So this guy, I was
Maybe
supposed
you
to...
exude that, you know?
Well, you see, that's interesting.
Maybe you exude desperation.
I don't think I do.
Okay,
I
good.
think I
Good.
exude the opposite. I
Right.
think I exude I'm too independent.
You know, to get you're doing a deal. In any deal, the trick is to care, but not that much.
Uh-huh.
So you're doing a deal, say a price for a car. If you really, really want the car, you're going to pay through the nose. If you have the car, but I don't know. Same with any negotiation. And you're in a negotiation here, and you got to care, but not that much. If you care too much, you can smell it.
Do you know what? There are so many rules. It's difficult to
Yeah.
remember them all and stick by them. So I tried the whole I'm quite
You should
busy.
take me on the date. And I could
Really?
go, don't say that. Don't say that. No, don't say that.
What, in my ear?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah,
let's do it.
That's it. You go on the date with the iPhone in your pocket or something so I can see the bloke and hear what's going on. And I'll coach you through the date
Oh, okay.
in your ear.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can tell me where I'm going wrong. Well, at the moment, Graham, I'm not even making it to the dates. So I must be going wrong somewhere because, okay, so this is what happened.
Now,
We were
tell me
supposed
about
to-
you say you met him on the internet. This is broad. The internet. There are certain sites which are, let's face it, flypaper for freaks. There are other sites which are about you more, shall we say, sexually liberated people.
Wasn't that one.
Oh, good. You've tried that one though.
Yeah, but that one I didn't know it was a sex
No,
site.
no, you didn't. But anyway,
I just thought it was in meeting
yes,
nice
yeah.
guys.
So,
Yeah.
so what was this site?
So this site was just a normal dating site. It's two people that want to get together.
You thought the thingy one was a normal dating site. What was it called? S&M.com or whatever it was. Tinder. Right. You thought that was just a normal dating site.
Yeah, no, this one is because this is the one that two of my friends have both met people and one of them's now engaged.
Okay. Now we're talking. The friend recommendation. You can't go wrong now. Yes,
Exactly.
Good.
So I was supposed to meet him last. I was so busy. I tried to fit him into the weekend. And the only time
Does he know you were trying to fit him in?
Yeah.
Well, that's bad straight away.
Well, okay, so I had so much to do. I had Dad's birthday, I had the baby shower, I had the baby shower to organise and prepare for and get ready, and then I had to work in the morning.
Tell that to the biological clock.
Okay, so I thought, like you keep saying, you've got to make an effort, you've got to get out there. So I said, right, 12 o'clock on Saturday, we'll do like a lunch date. The issue was I only had an hour. I didn't have time.
You only had an hour? That's no good for a date. That puts too much pressure on the date.
Exactly. So what I did was I rescheduled.
Right.
Yeah, so I said, and I was moving out as well. So this was a couple of weeks ago. I was
Did you
supposed to
tell
be
him all
meeting.
this?
Yeah.
That you were fitting him in? That he was in
Well,
the diary?
I told
He's in
him,
the diary between baby shower and tip the removal man?
yeah.
You
Well,
told him that?
what do I do? Do I lie and say I've got
You
nothing
don't show
planned?
up at a date and go, you must be my 12 o'clock. This is
But
not a good start.
But that's how he was. Like I was really busy that weekend, but I wanted to show that I was interested, so I tried my hardest to squeeze him in. Anyway, I had to reschedule because it turns out it was too much pressure. You're right.
You used that phrase with it. I had to reschedule.
Yeah. I said, would you mind if we rescheduled?
Can I pencil you in for Tuesday week?
And he said, well, he said, I didn't really think you'd have that much time anyway, so that's fine. So we basically booked it again for this Friday. So the
Just
Friday
gone.
that's just gone.
Yes.
Yeah. We've been texting, everything's cool.
You've seen his picture?
Yeah, I've seen his picture.
So what do you know? Going into this, what do you know?
I know that he's quite a good looking guy. He looks after himself. He used to run a business and he's decided to go back to acting. So he was an actor and he wants to go back to acting. Now,
well, just the list there. He used to run a business. Okay.
Yeah.
He ran a business that he ran into the ground.
Uh-huh.
You don't used to run a successful business. You used to run a failure of a business. If he sold a business. No,
Well, I don't
he
know. He
used
might
to
have
run
sold
a
it.
No, he would have told you he sold a business. So he used to run a business. What else? He's fairly good
And
looking. He
he's
looks
decided-
after himself. He's a bit of a poser. You
He
know.
decided to go back to acting.
Okay.
Now, this is the one that worries me because that just means that he's a damn right good liar. Because anyone that can act can lie to your face and you don't even know about it.
Acting is lying, but I think it is a noble profession because it is done to enrich other people's lives. So he is, you when you enjoy the performance from an actor that's a good one, then they give something of themselves. So that in itself, that's a good sign. I like that part of it.
Really? Oh, that was the thing that put me off the most.
What, that
'Cause
he's an
I thought-
actor?
Yeah. I
What,
thought, well, you're an
is he
actor.
making money as a professional actor?
No, he's going back into it.
Has he
So
ever
that
made
means
money at it?
I haven't got that far.
Because
through
if we get to
conversation.
amateur dramatics, then you've got to watch them. People
Why?
who are into men who are into amateur dramatics, they only join those amateur dramatic groups so they can see women getting changed.
Oh,
They do. They're all a bit odd,
yeah.
and
Well,
they're like those those people that get into those like real Christian religions, those nicey modern Christian-y religions. So anyone who isn't in their group, they don't really talk to them. They look down on them.
Yeah.
You can get that happening. That can go on.
Well, also, I've got enough drama in my life. I don't need
Yes, you don't
somebody
want
adding to that.
No, when it comes to dramatics, you're a professional. You don't want an amateur involved in this. You want someone who knows what they're doing.
I need somebody that's
Yes.
reasonably secure and safe and knows what they want out of life. I
Yes.
don't need someone else coming in with all the fanciness and the,
Yes.
not being able to know.
And he might be quite needy. He might be very insecure, and he's seeking external validation from an audience as a performer, and he needs that to feel complete as a human being. He might have issues.
Well, then he's got the same issues as me.
Well, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe
exactly a
you
match
could go
made
to
in
therapy
heaven.
together. So
So then we get to the point. So I've
Yeah.
rescheduled. Everyth's fine.
right, but you've
and
still not met the bloke. You just
No,
know
no,
this
no.
background.
I know a little bit about him.
Of course, the other thing is, he may have acted in school, and he may be trying to impress ladies on the side, and he's put, I'm thinking of getting back into acting, and it mightn't be anything like that. He's just put it on there as one of those little white lies, just
Well, there
to
you
try
go.
and
He's
impress
lying
you.
already.
Well, I
He's
don't know.
lying.
Anyway.
And he's an actor that doesn't back him up at all.
Okay.
I'm honest. I need through and through honesty. I
Yes,
don't
you
care
do.
how bad it's been.
That's right.
I don't care what you've been through. I don't
That's
care
right.
what's happened. Just
Yes.
be honest.
Yes.
I cannot handle liars.
Right.
So the whole acting thing is bothering me a little bit already.
Oh, okay. That
So
is a red
then
flag. Right.
I've been watching loads of Millionaire Matchmaker and getting tips on how
What's
to be.
Millionaire Matchmaker? TV
Oh, it's
show?
this TV program, in America, and she basically gives the rules on how you act. And to be fair, I do agree with a lot of those.
Is this the one where they get a load of girls and one of them's going to get the rich guy and the girls basically act as a harem until he picks?
No, no, that's like bachelorette
Ah,
or
okay.
bachelor.
Ah, okay.
This one, they have a load of girls, but they know their backgrounds and they know what will suit the guy and what he's actually looking for. And then they have loads of rules. Like you're only allowed, I think it's one drink. You're only allowed one alcoholic drink. You're not allowed to get drunk. You don't have sex on the first night. The guy has to take you out and has to look after you and has to plan the date because apparently guys need to feel not in control, but they need to feel like powerful and they have to do the organizing and they don't like a very independent woman. When it comes to finding somebody that you want to marry, you need to be feminine and girly and not too strong, I
Well,
guess.
you're feminine and girly, but you do like to be in control of things.
Yes, so I've stepped right back. I've really tried hard to not be in control.
Well,
So
you have to be yourself.
oh, I know. But if these guys don't step up, it's really hard to let them organize stuff because they're really rubbish at organizing.
Okay, so
I've
hang on.
just
Where are we
tried
at now?
really hard.
You were going to go on a lunch date at noon. This has now been put back to something else now.
This has now been put back to Friday night because
Friday night, now a night date. Now a night date.
Yeah.
Now, see, I was liking the idea of the lunch date. There's nothing implied. There's less chance of you getting that awkward moment when you have to go your separate ways at the end of the night. And you're not going to get in that situation. A lunch date is well, hey, we should do this again. This was really nice. Maybe we should go out one night. Maybe. But to go out night date, first date, when you've never met, there's pressure there.
yeah, pressure. But that was the only night I was free.
Okay.
So I work in the day. I was busy every night. I was busy Saturday nights, and the only night I could do was Friday night. So I didn't have much choice but to say Friday. It didn't have to be night. It could have been early evening. See, my ideal date.
Yes.
My ideal date is one that I don't have to get too dressed up. I can have a bit of makeup and hair, but I can go reasonably casual to a
bit
nice.
of makeup and hair. You don't do a bit. You do makeup and hair. You do makeup and hair. There's not a bit of makeup and hair. You do makeup and you do full makeup and hair.
Well, yeah, but depends on where you go as to how much you do. So I wouldn't wear like really, really big curly hair, bright red lipstick if I was just going to a local pub, which I randomly, because I'm so country and I love the countryside, I'd quite happily go to a little pub down the road, a real country one, not one of these fake
that sounds
bar
good.
ones,
That sounds
where
good.
there's a nice cozy
Not a
fire.
chain. Not a
No,
chain.
independent.
Yes.
Where there's a fire and they do really nice, freshly cooked food.
But it's not ritual imperialist tidbits. It's actually just good pub fare.
Yeah, hearty food.
Yes.
Really good hearty food.
Yes, scampi in a basket.
You're making me sound cheap.
Okay, sorry. That's not what I meant. But I know where you're coming from. I
Yes.
think that actually, now you say it, and if it's early evening, 7 o'clock, 7:30-ish, that's starting to sound like a good first date approach. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what I would pick.
Yes.
So that starts off with, well, where do you live? So I tell him where I live. And it turns out he lives about half an hour away from
You
me.
told him you live in the middle
forest.
of nowhere.
Yeah, but I didn't tell him where I live. So I don't tell anybody where I live because I'm safety conscious.
Yes.
But I just said I actually picked a few villages along and said this kind of area. So he knows distance wise which way he's got to go when he comes to meet me. So he said, well, let's pick somewhere in the middle. So I thought, yeah, brilliant. So there's a place called Christchurch, which is in the middle. Now, he hasn't picked Christchurch.
Oh, he's just suggested a neutral ground.
So I have to say where. So they're like, oh, okay, well, how about Christchurch? And I thought, I am not picking the restaurant or the pub or the bar.
So you said Christchurch, he said yes?
Yes.
Okay.
So then he said, well, where would you like to go? So I said, well, I don't mind. And he said, well, I don't know Christchurch that well. So there we go. So then I have to.
Wait
and
a minute.
It clearly says
he should have just said, great. And then he needs to ask his mates, ask around, do some research. But no.
Yeah. So then, it didn't end up like that. So I ended up just gently suggesting this nice restaurant that's there, and he had to phone and book it. It was all he had to do was phone and book it. So he phoned and booked it, and he said, they've only got 9:30. Well, that's too late to eat at night.
First date, way too late.
Yeah, way too late. Now, in my head,
Yes.
I think he should have driven over to me. I don't see why I have to meet him halfway. It's not that far.
Oh, you were going to meet him halfway. He wasn't going to pick you up.
No.
Why wasn't he going to pick you up?
No, because then I have to tell him where I live. So I don't want him to know where I
Okay,
live.
so you do have to meet at the venue.
Yes, yeah.
No.
So I don't mind driving halfway, but it's like, how interested are you? Like, are you really that bothered? Because I don't feel like there's much legwork going in here. You know, not a lot of effort. I'm trying really hard to not take control and plan this date because I'm not supposed to, but you're not really doing much yourself either. So then eventually we decide, actually, that was too late. So we decided on a pub and we were going to go to the pub for dinner. Lovely.
Right.
Halfway in
so this
between.
9:30 place, this was a high class place.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Right. Well, that's too much for first date.
Yeah, it's too much. So nice little pub that does good food in the middle between both where we live. Brilliant.
Sounds good.
So he sends me a text about 9 o'clock on Thursday night saying, I haven't had a chance to book it yet because I'm out.
Rubbish.
Wait.
This is how long it takes to book somewhere. First of all, you can book loads of places online now while you're at work. And secondly, it takes, 3 minutes to book a table at a restaurant?
Exactly.
On the phone?
Exactly.
If that?
And then he says, I'll do it later. So I said, okay, no problem. Then I get a text.
No, do it next call. In fact, do it call before we called you. It's all booked.
Yeah. And then I get another text saying it's booked. It's fine. So I'm like, okay, brilliant. Thanks very much. Now I know he's been out because he couldn't book it because he went out. So I have done my fake tan.
Why can you not book something if you're out? This is the 21st century.
I know. Well, obviously he was busy with friends or whatever. But I have to prepare for this date because now I'm like, okay, I'm actually going on a date. So I have to fake tan. I have to make sure I've painted my nails, my toes, and my lips are matching. There are things that women need to do. Guys don't realise how long this takes. This is not just a shave and a shower and a new bit of perfume and you're out the door. This is like...
Hasn't he given you 24 hours?
Yes, yeah. But I'm just
telling... That's not long enough.
No, that's fine. It's plenty of time. I'm just letting you know that the night before I have to do the fake tan so that I can wash it off the next morning because I don't want to look pasty white. I want to look my best. You're telling me all the time it's marketing. So the next day I have my hair done. I'm looking all ready, getting worked out what I'm going to wear. Brilliant. It gets to 5 o'clock. I get a text message. I'm really sorry. I haven't been feeling well all day. I hoped I'd be feeling better by the end of the day. Can we reschedule?
No. How about that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So the whole reason that I'm saying it takes so long to get ready is because you don't realise 24 hours at least. We start preparing the night before.
So that was Friday just gone.
Yeah.
When's it rescheduled till?
It's not. I didn't reply.
Ah, right. You just dropped him. Silent.
Because I thought, you know what? Okay, yes, fair enough. I did reschedule the first time. However, I gave you more than 24 hours notice to say that it was going to be too tight.
Nah, he's a loser. You dodged a bullet.
I think so.
Yeah, you've dodged a bullet.
And I thought, actually, okay, so I didn't reply. But if you're that interested, then you'll just send me a text saying, I'm really sorry about the other day. I'd really still like to see you. I've heard nothing from him.
Yeah, and if you really are keen, then you have a date, a place in mind. Look, I've spoken to the people. Sunday night, they're fine for 7:30. Same thing. I really just need to get over this thing. I'll see you there. Sorry about all the mix-up. I hope that's okay with you. You don't just leave it open. We need to reschedule. And now it's on you.
I know. So it's back
He's
to
a
me
loser.
to have to organise it
He's a
again.
loser.
And the rules say the woman's supposed to take a step back and not be so
He's
controlling.
a loser. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So no date.
So nothing.
Nothing.
So all you've got is a few texts. And 2 cancelled dates.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, you're right. It's not good. However, I don't really know what I could have done in that situation to have made it any different. It's not my fault.
No, you just picked a different bloke in the first place. That's
Yeah.
But it's clearly a numbers game, and you're just not playing the numbers.
No, maybe.
No, you need the scattergun effect. You need to book about 6 dates and then cancel a few and just.
But Graham, I can't just get dates. Like, how do you? I can't just book a date.
I don't know. This is all, I don't know how this works anymore. I'm
quite traditional. It's nice to be asked out on a date. So I'm not going to ask a guy out on a date because already straight away then I'm looking like the male's part,
Yeah.
the bossy organiser.
It would be a bit threatening.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
You've got to play.
exactly.
You've got to.
Play it cool.
Yeah. What's the expression? The girl's got to chase a bloke until she catches him.
It's the other way around, isn't it? A guy's got to chase you.
No, but there's a way of saying
How
it.
slow do I have to walk to get a guy to catch me? Like, seriously.
She chases a bloke until he catches her, or something like that. It's got to be like you really are in control, but he can't know.
Oh, okay.
That's how
Yeah.
it's got to work. You got
It's
to
all
go out and get what you want, but he's got to think it's all his idea. It's preparation for marriage. It is. In marriage, you think that you're in control, and you're not. It's not.
no.
It's all going on. There's this whole plan. It's all working in the background, and you think these things are in your, and they're not. But that's how it starts. That's how it's supposed to start. Yeah. I don't know I don't know what you're gonna do.
I just have to keep going. Don't give up. You know I'm not a quitter.
Yeah. Well, I really don't know I don't know what to say. But I've no experience in this area. I met Julie at a wedding when I was 21. She was 17.
Well, you see,
So
things are so different now. So different. It would be lovely to be able to go to a wedding and meet somebody, but then you end up meeting like the cousins of the cousins of the cousins or something, and it's all a little bit incestuous. So I reckon because there's so much opportunity for people to meet people, like it's just in their face all the time,
yeah.
that actually it's made everybody non-committal. Because they're just like,
Right.
oh, I'll just see what's out there and I just want to see what's going on. And the other thing is, Dave, did you see my blog this week?
I
I did
haven't
a
read it yet. I've
blog
seen a few tweets. Some tweets. I
on,
saw some tweets about some scary chat up lines. Is this where you're going with this? I haven't seen the
yes,
blog. Oh, okay. Well, I've seen the chat, the risque, insulting chat up lines.
yeah.
So you've
So
done a full blog on this. Well, fill me in then. So I'm
these are
actually
some of the
perfect. Yeah.
posts. These are some of the messages, some of the messages that I get.
These are
And
genuine messages you get on the dating site from blokes who are looking for a life partner, a soulmate.
yeah,
Right.
and they reckon they're going to get a date from this.
Right.
Hey, do you have insurance? Kiss, 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 kiss. I don't reply because the minute later they put, because I want to rear end you. Are you for real? Like, how can this guy actually think that I'm going to want to go on a date with him after that?
Are you sure about this site, that this is a site looking for love and this isn't the dodgy
This is
thing?
apparently this is apparently the reputable one, the one that's okay. It's just there's a load of idiots out there. But
So
then
how do you
that
reply to that? Well, you never know you look, you old-fashioned boy, you. I mean, what do you... How do you reply to that? What do
don't.
they think is going to come back from that?
Exactly. What does he think I'm going to say? Oh, yes, I do. Thanks very much. Looking forward to it. No, no. So it led me to look at when I was then
That's
going to,
just so wrong.
isn't it? I know, on so many levels. Yeah. It's rude, it's arrogant, it puts you down quite badly. It's not even funny.
No, there's
Like,
no, there's. It's like if it was risque and it was actually quite a bit, it was funny, but it's not.
no.
It's like I want to
It's
bind and gag
distasteful.
you. I mean, it's just that.
Oh God, I've had those.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had the pictures of if you're into being a submissive, then I'd really like to dominate
You
you.
gotta find a better website. This one is not the one.
These are on different websites. No joke, Graham. No joke. There are people out there actively looking just to be a dominator. Or some people, one wanted to be a slave.
Oh, they wanted to be a slave.
One wanted to
Well,
be a
you could
slave.
work with that for a while. If you've got some stuff that needs doing around the house, you could work with it for a while and then dump them when all the painting and things done. You could work with that on a short term. That could work, couldn't it?
This has all come from that 50
I'd love a
Shades of Grey.
slave,
Would you?
but I couldn't take it to the level that this kind of slave would be looking for. But just to get, a few things done.
Get the car engine oil changed and,
Wash
the
the
washing.
car, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah, could work.
See, I'd feel too sorry for it. I mean, they want for it. That's what it's like. They like being like chained up and stuff. This guy was particularly weird. I just don't reckon that I'm the only person that gets these messages. I know that other people get them. They're just so I ended up looking through the profiles of seeing, and every profile I was going through, there was something that annoyed me, and I thought, I am never going to date you. So I wrote this whole blog on profile men's profiles that are not right, are not good. Like there's one, so many guys' profiles have a picture of them fishing with a carp. And they're kneeling down with a bottle of beer and a big fish, and they're like measuring the size of the fish against the beer, and the fish is so big. Why is that going to make me want to date you? It's not. You smell of fish. The fish smells. I don't like fish. I can't talk when you go fishing because I scare the fish away. There is no reason I'm going to want to date you because you go fishing.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, how bad is their life at home that going fishing is better? So the rest of their life is worse than sitting on a riverbank feeding fish. Fishing I don't get at all. It's basically a bloke holding a line. It's a line with a worm on the end. And they think that, I know, if I show this lady this dead fish, she'll think I'm special. Well, that's kind of like cat logic. I killed this for you. Isn't it? It's like
I guess it's kind
but
of...
women like cats.
Yeah.
And this is the weird thing, because cats, they will stay out all night. You never know when they're going to come home. They'll abuse you. They'll ignore you. Then they'll expect to be cuddled and looked after whenever they want. All of the things that women hate in men, they love in cats.
Yeah.
So maybe this bloke has got that thing. Maybe that's his logic. Let's see. I've got to think, like, what do women really go for, especially single women of a certain age. I know, cats. What the cats do, they bring them dead stuff that they've killed. It really is.
It could be the
You can't
hunter-gatherer.
argue. Yes, that might be where they were going. It's a spectacular fail, but that might be where he was going with that.
Well, this isn't just one. There are lots that have the pictures of them with a carp. Like, I totally love the fact that they've got a hobby. It's brilliant. It's really good. I want them to have a hobby.
Not fishing.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Fishing's quite relaxing for them, and it gets them out of the house, and they're not getting into trouble. So fishing's okay. But why show me a picture of your carp?
Fishing and golf, no.
I'm allergic to fish.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is that in your profile?
No.
Maybe you should go, no fishermen, no freaks.
Oh, well, that's going to windle them out.
Try that, though. They see there's humour. No fishermen, no golfers, no freaks. Maybe
Then
that'll help.
Yeah. I'll give it a go. I'll try anything now, to be honest, Graham. Then there's the ones that like wear the helmets.
Well, clearly not.
Oh, yes.
If you try anything, you'd be going with the sadomasochistic fisherman. So I think this is the problem. The problem is that you won't try anything, and you are right to have that stance, by the way.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe you need to be clear in your What the hell's in your profile picture that makes them think I'll ask these inappropriate questions?
Nothing. There's a
Okay,
picture
fine.
of me, a picture of me and the horse, which you've said before means that I'm, high maintenance and cost a lot of money, which isn't true. So now I have this thing where I feel like I need to explain that I'm not high maintenance and cost loads of money because you said that that's what they'll think.
They will. I don't think you should have the horse in the picture.
Why? It's a really cool photo.
I know, but it's going to make them think you're high maintenance and expensive.
But I'm not. So the point is they've got to get past that point to get to know me.
If you want to get to a level where it's a relationship,
Yeah.
A girl who owns a hamster is not going to be as expensive as someone who owns a horse. I'm no veterinarian, but even I know that horses are more expensive to keep than rodents.
Or they think, okay, well, she's switched on, she's clued up, she's managed to afford her own horse, she can pay for it, no problem. She's got a hobby. She's got something, she's passionate, she's kind, she's responsible.
I say lose the horse. You can bring the horse up.
It's me and the horse, or that I'm not.
Oh, okay, because the horse is an interesting conversation point on the first date. So what do you say? Well, I ride horses. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, lots of guys do say, I've never been horse riding. I'd really like to go.
Right.
So it is. Then there was this one guy that thought he was a horse whisperer.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah, yeah, it's sleazy, weird. So we'll just keep going.
I don't think you've got a choice.
Anyway, how has your week been?
Yeah, it's not been as exciting as last week, because I haven't been to Chicago. But I'm realizing now the blog is taking over my life.
Oh, yeah.
I used to blog once a week, and some weeks I'd skip it, so it would go 2 weeks. Now, if I don't blog every day, I'm climbing the walls. I'm just constantly looking for stuff to blog about, and it doesn't matter how far back I go. And I found a box of old photographs yesterday, and I've also been working my way through some old VHS videotapes, and anything I find, it goes online. Everything goes out there.
That's good.
Real weird time warp stuff. The one I did yesterday was when I worked on a construction site in New Zealand. I worked at Marsden Point Oil Refinery, and there was a photograph taken of us by the site had up to 3,000 people working on it at a time. There were 10,000 people worked on it in the 3 years of the construction, because you start off with like the civil trades, the concrete and that. So there's a lot of carpenters who put up shuttering, and you finish off with instrumentation and pre-commissioning. And I managed to get on doing piping and managed to find my way into a pre-commissioning gang, which meant I got there till the very end. I milked the job right to the very end because it paid quite well. And there's this picture of me with the pre-commissioning gang all hanging around a furnace. And the job was so big, the site had its own site photographer.
Oh, wow.
Well, it was historic. New Zealand only has one oil refinery.
Yeah.
And so when this expansion project was on, it was a big, big deal. So this guy kind of archived the construction. When you go to the refinery now, there's a visitor center with a model of the site, and they talk you through how the thing was built and how it was the most advanced of its time, which they always are, the latest one built, and how records were broken. The biggest lift by a mobile land-based crane in the world took place on that job when one of the reactors was lifted. But anyway, this guy was like the historian. His name was Franz Wiehausen, but everyone called him Franz Weaselpiss. And he took this photograph of us all hanging off this furnace that we had just pre-commissioned. And it's just another, like looking back into another life, at someone else's life. I'm there in double denim and a hard hat with, about 60 hairy-ass construction workers who I worked with. And it's kind of weird.
Doesn't feel like you.
No. Have you seen the picture yet?
No, I haven't.
Check it out at grahammack.wordpress.com, and you can see can you look at it now?
I'm going to look now, yeah.
grahammack.wordpress.com. It was the latest post, or if you're looking at this a few days after this is posted, it'll go back a few posts because I tend to blog every day. Yeah. And have you got it up there yet?
Yeah, I just Googled. Wow.
Do you see the...
So it's a huge picture.
Yeah.
It's in colour.
Yeah. Oh, well, it wasn't that long ago. We're talking about the 1800s, the Industrial Revolution, when I worked at mill.
I just had this vision. You know that famous picture of the workmen on top of some building in New York, I think it is, and it's black and white?
Yeah.
I had
this
a
was
vision
1980, let's see, 85, about 1985, maybe 86. Okay. So the first picture, can you see me in the first picture?
The first picture is like 3 stories high and everyone's hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out. That was actually not that high. That was pretty small. I worked on some pretty high steel at one stage, but that wasn't the highest.
I hope you're one of the ones that's got his shirt on. Is that you?
Where?
Is that you that's just lifting your hat?
It's well spotted. Yeah. I actually later down, if you scroll down, there's a close-up of me. And Cockney Dave's in the picture. Cockney Dave's got a tash and shorts, and there's a lot of mullets on the side, a lot of tashes. Yeah, if you scroll down, there is a close-up of that, just that part of the gantry.
So you're on the second row up.
Yeah, on the left.
And
Yeah.
you're the one that's actually lifting his head. You've
Yeah.
always been respectful.
Yeah. No, well, I tried to do it with the hard hat off because I wanted to be stand out, and they
Yeah.
wouldn't let me take the hard hat off. But I remember in that picture, and I looked for it today and I couldn't find it. One of the guys giving the finger, because we all got a copy of the photograph except the guy that gave the finger. I couldn't find him. I don't know whether they shot two or something, and there's one but I remember there was one guy giving the finger, but I couldn't find him this morning when I had a look.
Maybe they photoshopped it. Because
Photo-
nowadays they can
Photoshop. Yeah, but that wasn't then. This
I
was
found it.
was a guy giving. You found him?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Right.
Right.
Can you see?
I can just about see. Where is he? Where is
Okay,
he?
so he's in the top. Okay, if I look up there,
Right.
he's up there, top
Yeah.
corner,
Yeah.
and he's quite a big guy.
He was a big guy that did
and
it.
what he's done is he's stuck his hand around a pole.
Right.
Can you see?
Let's see. I'm trying
So
to.
he's stuck his hand around a pole and is swearing with two fingers. There's always one,
No,
isn't
I
there?
can't remember that's him or not. I can't remember that's it. But the guy that did that didn't get a copy of the picture. That was his punishment.
Oh dear.
Clearly, he didn't want to have his picture taken anyway. He didn't want a picture.
No, some of them don't look very happy.
Oh, well, most of us were pretty happy on that job. It was a great job. You're outside all day, and it was interesting. It was exciting. I was 18 when I started, and I worked there for 3 years. That's near the end. So I was 18, 19, 20. I was 21. It was before I met Julie. That photograph was taken. Yeah, so I was 21, maybe 20. So yeah,
You have
weird.
long hair.
Yeah, it was
Really
weird.
long.
Yeah, it was but weird to see it. Back.
It is weird when you look back, don't you? Because you think it doesn't feel like you, and you think, where have those years gone?
Yeah. But the weirdest one, and I haven't blogged about this yet, is when I found a VHS cassette of the first time I sang on live television. And I've put that on YouTube, but it's
Yeah.
not. I haven't blogged about it yet, but you'll see that on.
Can you play
on
it?
YouTube.
Can you play it to me now?
Yeah, probably. It was a telethon once again in New Zealand, and we went live to. We were playing and singing live, and it went out live. Let me see. I'm going into YouTube.
On what channel?
On TV2.
Oh, and this is in Australia.
No, New Zealand.
New Zealand. I remember one story you told me. I wish I could. Hopefully, I'll be able to jog your memory. There was a guy that was part that whole construction site that you worked at,
Yeah.
and he was part of the union,
Yeah.
and he didn't get something, or he staged a walkout or something.
Oh, all sorts of things. We were on strike all the time. And this was back when it wasn't just like a 24-hour walkout. You walked out, you didn't know when you were coming back. I mean, we just walked out. Here's loads of, weird stuff. Like there was it the smoking one? Was it that one?
Yeah.
There was an active refinery, a small one, that we were expanding. It was an expansion project, but the expanded refinery was like 10 times the size of the original. In the actual working refinery, there's a blanket rule, no smoking, and it's a sacking offence because you could blow the whole thing up. And there was a guy caught smoking on A block, as it was called. He was doing a hydro test, and he was smoking on one side of the fence, and he ran across the fence and didn't put his cigarette out, and they fired him. And the guy got up at the union meeting, and because they said, right, well, he said, look, don't worry about it. I knew the rule, automatic firing. If you're caught smoking in A block, I was smoking in A block. I'll get another job. Don't worry about it. Then somebody else stands up and goes, but there was a foreman who was caught with a rifle in the back of his car on A block last week and he didn't get fired. So we voted to go out on strike because of the inconsistency of the way the management are applying the rules. And this bloke's going, no, I don't care. No, everybody out. But then somebody said, wait, we need to have in the union rules, if you're going to go on strike, walk off the site, you have to have a secret ballot. So they run off and they go and bring the secret ballot equipment, which turns out to be two boxes, one that said yes and one that said no. And the motion was forward and seconded, brother, and all that to go out on strike. And you were each given a tally that you put in either the yes box or the no box, and then they tipped out the boxes, and the one with the most tallies, that was the winner of the vote.
Yeah.
It was a secret ballot, so no one knew which way you voted, but 2 queues formed, one inside front of each box. The secret ballot. No, I found the Misfits. The Misfits. I thought it was 1989, but I checked, and New Zealand did not have a telethon in 1989, so it was much later than that. It was 1990.
Wow.
Yes. And
So the Misfits were on television.
yes, live.
In 1990.
And
live.
also on that show was John Farnham. But this is I don't. Hey, can you see it?
When I was just a little boy, and only joy
Look at you.
listening to that good old rock and roll.
Oh, no.
Just turned 23, and if you wanna get a message to me, all you gotta do is play that good old rock and roll.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. So.
That is awesome. You're so funny. You're so excited. You've got crazy eyes.
I know, but it's like it's really weird to see it. I'm gonna stop it there. But I'll tell you, if you're watching the video version of this, can I do it? Yeah. If you're watching the video version of, I'll put the whole performance at the end. So
Okay,
something to
awesome.
look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny
And
because
if not, then you can just go onto YouTube, click on Graham Mack's channel, and it'll be on the top there.
Yeah, I can't believe how fearless we were because we had no rehearsal. It was live television, and they said you can do one song. So we went,
Yeah.
we're going to do one song. And we were playing 4 or 5 hours a night at this stage, 4 nights a week. We could have gone on and just stayed on, right? So we're like, which one are we going to do? I don't know. We're going to do one song. And then we'll do a medley.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
We did a medley of songs. So they didn't know when to cut because they didn't know how long we were going to go. They thought we were going to do like 3 minutes, and we did, I think, close to 6. No. Yeah, actually.
You've always broken the rules.
No, 5 minutes and 8 seconds we did. 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Oh, yeah. We bent the rules, something shocking.
But you look awesome. You've got the stage presence. You've got loads of high energy.
I looking back at it now, I realize I was doing too much. I was doing as if we were playing a big room at a pub where you really have to make sure that the back of the pub can see what's going on. But it was television, and television is much closer, and you don't need to do as much because the camera picks it up. And I didn't know any of that then. I'd love to have another bash at it because I was moving too much, and there's too much. I'm doing everything too much. I need to put it all back in. But it's still
I
good
like the
fun.
high energy.
Well, wait. Well, I don't know. It's.
Oh my God, do those guys still exist? Are they still
Well,
around?
this is the scary thing. My best mate in the band was Steve Shaw. And although I was 24, I think, when I did that, I think 1990. Anyway, Steve, I am now older than Steve was in that video, which is really scary.
Well, how old was Steve in that video?
Steve was 50.
Oh, okay. So he was much older than you.
Well, this was what happened. I'd been in a band called Liverpool Direct where I was the oldest in the band.
Yeah.
And that band had fallen to bits just before I got married. And after I got married, I decided, I better get back into music again and put some ads out. And then I got a call from these guys. Now, when I first moved to New Zealand, I was 18 in 1983. And I didn't know anyone. And if I went out on a Saturday night, my parents take me out because they emigrated to New Zealand. They would take me out to the RSA Club, which is the Return Services Association. It's like going to the bloody British Legion Club. And I can remember us coming out of the Return Services, and there was a hall next door, and there was a band playing, and they were great. And they were doing Hippie Shake, and I found out they were the Misfits.
Oh,
And
wow.
they were the top pub rock band in town. But anyway, so years later, when my band had folded and their lead singer, I think he'd gone to jail. I think that's what had happened. Anyway, so they're without a singer and I'm without a band. And Les Neal, who was Steve's best mate, Steve's a vegetarian. His best mate, Les Neal, is a butcher.
Oh.
Anyway, so Les rang me up and he says, we're thinking of putting the Misfits back on the road. Would you like to join the Misfits? So I ended up joining the town's top band, who had been around for years. So they were all much older than me, and I was just this kid, and ended up fronting this heritage band that were
That's
a
amazing.
proper pub rock band.
Why didn't it go any further than that? Because you guys are really good.
I don't know. I think I think I was worn out by it because we were, like we were playing long gigs. I can't remember the thinking. Looking back now, I look at it and go, why did I give that up to go? Because not long within months of that, I gave it all up and we moved to Sydney, and in Sydney I was an air conditioning engineer, and I didn't do anything kind of show busy until I got into radio a few years after that, but I had no intention of getting into radio. I don't know why. I think I was brainwashed, as we all are, to getting a real job and being sensible and stop messing about with this and whatever. But hey, look, you can see, and I'm having a lot of fun, and
And so is Steve still alive?
Steve's doing really well. Steve's in his 70s now. I met him a couple of years ago when we went back for our 25th wedding anniversary. And I made a podcast with Steve. I'm pretty sure that's on YouTube somewhere. And Steve is writing and recording his own music. He's had a couple of albums out, and one of them got a really good review by one of the main, whatever the New Zealand version of NME or one of those papers, I don't know what it's called, got reviewed really, really well. So Steve's just...
Wouldn't it be great, though, just for one night, just to get back together with those guys?
Yeah, but from what I've heard, well, I know that Joe Pukaroa, the drummer, we had this big Maori drummer, solid Joe Pukaroa, had a good singing voice too. I mean, he could... I didn't realise, I heard some audio a few months back from some of the gigs we did. Joe was covering some of the high-end vocals I was doing and not telling me, which was brilliant.
Wow.
He was just... And I'd go, wait a minute, that's not me, that must be Joe. I had no idea he was doing it. Anyway, he was a really good singer, and Joe died about, I think it must be about 3 years ago now. So Joe's not around. Kenny Shepherd, the bass player, was just solid. And I heard that Les has given up and gotten rid of all his gear. So it's really only me and Steve now.
Oh,
so,
that's sad.
Yeah, so... Yeah, it would be great though to do.
Mind you,
something.
well, you say that, but it's never good second time round.
Wouldn't be the same.
No,
Wouldn't be, because we did some, crazy nights.
Did you?
Oh yeah, there was like we played this. Like Steve sometimes went nuts. There's another video on there. The sound is really bad of us at the Waipu Hotel, but we did this other gig in Waipu. New Zealand, I don't know now. They used to have this really stupid rule in New Zealand where the pubs were closed on a Sunday.
Oh.
And there was one year that New Year's Eve was a Sunday. So all the pubs were shut on New Year's Eve. No.
They didn't open it for a special occasion?
No. But so these entrepreneurs in Waipu, they booked a goat shed. Literally, a huge shed that keeps goats. And they put a stage on it, and we built our PA on it, and we charged them a ridiculous amount of money, and we played New Year's Eve in a goat shed. But weird things happened in that little town of Waipu, and there was another town. We played in this like marquee, and we all went mad. I mean, Steve was on his back playing the solos on the floor on the stage, and I jumped in the crowd. Other guys were climbing up like these tent posts, and other people were pelting them with cans, and we got ripped off. And Les, who got the money, went back on the stage with the full live PA and the money we did. He got all these dollars, and he's going, they ripped us off. And then we tried to get out, and they'd locked the gates of the thing, and we needed to get... Luckily, Ken had a toolkit in his van and a cold chisel, and he had to smash the gate for us to get out, and so we could get away. And it was just crazy, but... It was brilliant fun.
Oh, rock and roll, isn't it?
Oh, proper rock and roll, yeah. Yeah, but not everybody's done a TV show with John Farnham.
No, exactly.
John Farnham, a weird combination. John Farnham and Curly Watts from Coronation Street.
What was
That's
he
who was
doing
on the
there?
show. That's what they did with Telethon. They invited. Coronation Street was huge in New Zealand at the time. So if you were a soap star, they'd fly them in and get them to do stuff for the Telethon.
Oh, okay.
Really weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is
So that's
awesome.
what I've been up to. I've been trawling through this old stuff. Yeah. So good.
When I was just a little boy, my one and only joy was listening to that good old rock and roll. Now I just turned 23, and if you want to get a message to me, all you gotta do is play that good old rock and roll. They're really rocking in Boston and Pittsburgh, PA, deep in the heart of Texas and down at Frisco Bay, all over St. Louis, way down to New Orleans. All the kids who wanna dance with sweet little 16, sweet little 16. She just got to have about 500,000 framed autographs. Hey, her wallet's filled with pictures. She gets them one by one. She gets so excited. Oh, won't you look at her run? Yeah, come Monday morning, she gotta change her trend. I'm me a sweet 16. I'm back in class again. Oh, take it, boy! Well, Bebop-a-lula, she's my baby. Bebop-a-lula, I don't mean baby. Bebop-a-lula, she's my baby. Bebop-a-lula, I don't mean baby. Bebop-a-lula, she's my baby. Don't my baby, don't my baby, don't. She's a woman that's got that beat. She's a woman with the flying feet. She's the one lady that I know. She's a woman that loves me so. Bebop-a-lula, she's my baby. Bebop-a-lula, I don't mean baby. Bebop-a-lula, she's my baby. Go, my baby, go, my baby, go. Well, come on over, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on. I said, now come on over, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on. Ain't thinking, whole lot of shaking going on. Well, shake, baby, shake. I said, shake, baby, shake. Woo, shake, baby, shake. Come on, shake, baby, shake. Ain't thinking, whole lot of shaking going on. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. After love, cause I thought it was funny. You came along and you moved me, honey. I changed my mind, love is fine. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Kiss me, baby. Feels good. Hold me, baby. Won't you let me love you like a lover should? You're fine, so kind. Won't you tell this world that you're mine, 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 mine? Chew my nails and I twiddle my thumbs. I'm real nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, drive me crazy. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. When I was just a little boy, my one and only joy was listening to that good old rock and roll. Now I just turned 23, and if you want to get a message to me, all you gotta do is play that good old rock and roll.
That wasn't a young Paul McCartney, was it? No, it was the Misfits there from Whangarei. They've come all the way down. Hey, thank you. The pledges are going well.